Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Catching the Facts here on the official podcast network for Catching the Facts. I'm your host, Dan Sisk.
And I'm Schroeder.
And we had a pretty interesting week of football games this past weekend, Eric. We had not a lot of exciting NFL stuff, which was a little disappointing because I think we were both pretty excited about the lineup of games from the National Football League. But we are going to talk about the Cowboys and Giants because that was obviously too crazy, for us to ignore. But we have 5 college games for you guys. So we have Georgia versus Tennessee. We have Notre Dame versus Texas A&M. We have Clemson versus Georgia Tech. We have LSU versus Florida. We have Miami versus South Florida, and we're going to talk for the people in our area. We're going to talk about Pitt and West Virginia, backyard brawl, because I know a couple people who were at that game. I'm sure some of the people who are listening to this show want us to talk about it. So we'll throw a bone to you poor bastards and talk about that game. In terms of our teams, I mean, Eric, Penn State and Ohio State dominated, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Villanova and Ohio, they didn't stand a chance.
Well, Ohio was keeping up with Ohio State for a little bit, but in the
Sure.
end, they ran away with it.
Sure. I mean, it was a classic case of Ohio State, kind of not having their foot on the pedal for the first quarter and a half, and then Ryan Day put the fear of God into them. I mean, we see it a million times. We see it with Penn State every year. James Franklin always starts some of those easy games off really, really slow. I mean, that's nothing new. Steelers, we're not going to talk about it because, I mean, I just didn't really feel there was a lot to discuss. Overpaid defense, an okay offense. I mean, I think the Steelers, honestly, Eric, are kind of what we thought they would be. I think they're another 9-8 team, and they're not really fun to talk about. Sorry, guys. Sorry to disappoint. So no Steelers this week, but we have 7 really, really fun games to talk about. So I'm ready to go, Eric. How about you?
I am ready to go.
Okay, guys. So we're going to do the Cowboys Giants first, and then we'll move into college after that. So this was a really crazy game, Eric. What was going on there?
Yeah, it was a crazy game. Cowboys win it 40-37 in a shootout in like the last 5 minutes. Goes into overtime. Brandon Aubrey kicks the game-winning field goal. Of course he does. It was a great game all around. Russell Wilson, he looked good, and so did Dak. Both these quarterbacks looked really good, but Russell Wilson was the one that kind of surprised me that looked really good. Because last year with the Steelers, he didn't look that good, and even before that with the Broncos, he was terrible, really.
Yeah.
So it's good to see him kind of come back around almost, even though they lost. But it was a great game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was happy for Russell. I think the fan base, the Pittsburgh fan base put some unrealistic expectations on him, expectations that he really couldn't match given his age, He had a great game. 3 passing TDs, right? Yeah, great stuff. And he really did have a strong command of that offense in the fourth quarter. I mean, it was really, really fun to watch. I think what really did New York in is that their defense is atrocious. I mean, their defense is so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been bad for a number of years now, but their defense is so bad that I think Malik Neighbors is truly a special talent. And that's just not enough. Even though you have an elite talent, it's just not enough to overcome a terrible defense. I mean, I guess you could almost say that they're a lesser version of the Bengals to that extent, right?
Yeah.
Dak, typical game for him. I wasn't super impressed. I mean, he has really solid receivers, right? So that wasn't anything crazy. Jake Ferguson had a decent game. CD had an okay game. I believe Pickens had one of those touchdowns. Yeah, typical game for him. I wasn't blown away with what I saw. I think that the reality is that both of these teams are not great. I mean, we all knew the Giants would be, and I think we all knew that Dallas would struggle after Parsons, and boy, do they miss him,
Oh yeah,
huh? They miss
yeah,
him big time. Um, and yeah, I think these both of these teams are kind of irrelevant if we're being totally honest. Although the Cowboys are the most valuable franchise in sports, we should be honest about that. And they still get remarkable TV ratings, but in the playoff picture, I mean, they're irrelevant. They're probably going to finish 7-10 or 8-9, somewhere in there.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you can, I mean, they won, but and like they didn't play good defense, and that's what you were saying. They missed Michael Parsons badly.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, they were fine with stopping the run, but like they weren't really playing that great of a running back. I mean, he hasn't really proved himself yet. Cam Scotto proved himself in college. He's good,
yeah,
but gets to the big stage. You look at Ashton Genty. He looks horrible right now.
yeah,
So, and even Omari and Hampton. So, um,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, Malik Neighbors, he's obviously good. We know he's good. But after Malik Neighbors, they kind of drop off at the
yeah,
receiver.
yeah.
From like a receiving standpoint, with Wan'Dale Robinson being their wide receiver too, who's not bad, hit
No,
142 yards and a touchdown. But it kind of drops off after Malik Neighbors, which is, I mean, it's hard to you can't really play up to
yeah,
Malik
man.
standard.
I'm telling you, he's Saquon all over again. The second he leaves that organization, he's going to win a Super Bowl. I'm calling it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm calling it now. He's that good. He really is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, are they getting close to starting Jackson Dart? I mean, with over 400
Eh,
passing yards, I don't think you can realistically take Russ out right now.
no, no.
I think you just got to ride him for a couple more games, and if the losses keep coming, then evaluate from there. Um, but I think it's very important for Dart to be on the bench right now. Um, if they're smart, but as we all saw with the Daniel Jones and Saquon debacle, this organization is not smart. So I don't know if they're gonna do the smart thing and keep Dart on the bench for now. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Russ. Uh, yeah, he's at this point he's basically a league average quarterback, and I think there's really a limit to how far they could go, even if the defense somehow turned it around, which again I don't think they will. Um, this organization is just it's poison. It's I part of me feels bad for Giants fans, dude. Ever since like the last 3 years or so of Eli's tenure there, that organization has just been a dumpster fire. It's been hard for those fans, and I really don't see any way out of it in the immediate future.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. With the whole Jackson Dart thing, you can't overreact yet. He's a rookie.
Yeah,
But you can't just throw him in yet. Even though he only threw like what 160 some passing yards last game,
yeah.
and then he
I
what
know,
he
20 yards this week. He
yeah,
was great.
exactly. So you can't overreact yet. Because it's really, I mean, maybe you can blame the Commanders' loss on Russ, but the loss of this week, it wasn't his fault.
It was
He
not
played
his fault at
great.
all. Yeah, not his
Um,
fault.
so yeah, you can't overreact yet and start Jackson Dart. I think it's good to, he's sitting behind a great quarterback, or at least was a great quarterback. So I think they'll be fine,
Yeah,
but their schedule's not super easy also. So that, I
no.
mean, they're not gonna be good. So
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, look at Anthony Richardson. Look at what's currently happening to Cam Ward. I mean, we're watching Cam Ward fall apart before our very eyes, and it's literally not at all his fault. I think you need to play Dart correctly, and starting him now is not the game plan. I know they play the Chiefs next week. The Giants play the Chiefs next week. The Chiefs look okay. I mean, the 0-2 record is an 0-2 record, but that team doesn't look atrocious. They just look, good, not great. Um, I, I suspect the Chiefs are going to win next week. I believe that's the Sunday night game. And then the Chargers will kill them. They don't have an easy schedule, as you said. Eagles, Broncos, Eagles, Niners. I mean, that's Packers and Lions. Who, Commanders. I'm looking. Yeah, man. I just keep scrolling down the schedule, and I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Um, I just yeah. I'll be curious to see how long they ride the Russ train. Because I would
I
be
don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like you just have to keep you have to keep playing Russ because
I agree.
throwing a young quarterback like that into the wolves in a horrible situation. I mean, we've seen it happen. Look at Caleb Williams right now or Justin Fields even.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, he was in a terrible situation in Chicago, goes to the Jets, and I mean now he's hurt, but
It was
he was
okay
better that
before he got hurt.
first game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It was all right.
but I mean, you can't overreact yet. Russ is the guy, and he probably will be this entire year unless something happens.
Yeah. They're
I could
crazy
see
if
them.
they sit him.
Yeah, I could see them throwing Jackson Dart in maybe like towards the end of the year after they're already eliminated, and maybe
Yeah.
or like in a blowout or something because they're going to be losing a lot.
Yeah.
So, in a blowout loss, that is not a win. But yeah, I mean, just stick with Russ for now. I don't think really anyone's saying they should play Jackson Dart at the moment. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Giants should just keep on their merry way. And if they win some games, great. If they don't care. You know? Well,
yeah,
I think next year will really be the test for the Giants, if we're being totally honest. I think next year, once Dart gets a lot more reps, we'll see what we're working with. And we'll see if he's truly NFL caliber. But
right. But
until then,
for now,
the
yeah,
organization's just in a holding pattern.
yeah, nobody's scared of the Giants.
No, no. And as for Dallas, I mean, though, again, 9-8 team, we'll move on our merry way. They're probably not going to make the playoffs, and if they do, they'll get killed in round one, right? So there's nothing really to talk about there. We just wanted to talk about this game because the ending was truly crazy. I mean, that's some of the
Yeah.
craziest football you're going to see
And
for a
yeah.
week. Because in week one we had a couple crazy games with with the Ravens and Bills, and then this week we get a crazy one with the Giants and Cowboys. So knowing our luck, Eric, next week we're gonna have an even crazier one.
Yeah,
Right?
honestly. Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, yeah.
yeah, it was
Crazy start to the year.
definitely. That's all I have on that one. How about you?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, guys. So again, that's it for NFL this week. But college had some absolutely insane games. That I don't know. I can't speak for Eric, but I'm very excited to talk about them. So up first, we're gonna have number 6 Georgia, who went to number 15 Tennessee. Eric, what do you have on that one?
Yeah, this was a great game, offensive shootout. 44-41 in overtime. Georgia wins it at Tennessee, and this was a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it was just it was amazing to watch. Because Tennessee, you didn't really know how they would be this year. Obviously with the loss of Nico Iamaleava
Yep.
going to UCLA, who by the way looks terrible at UCLA. He sucks.
Yeah, he's awful.
Um, but no, I mean Joey Aguilar looked great. 24 for 36, 371 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But I mean, it's gonna happen. And then also on the flip side, Gunnar Stockton, he played a little bit at Georgia last year when Carson Beck was there, but he played amazing too. 22 for 31, 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, even better.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, also honestly, yeah, two pretty new quarterbacks, not new in the sense of like they're new to the game, but um, new to these programs, and both of these guys really impressed me.
Yeah, Gunnar Stockton's been sitting behind, as you said, Carson Beck for about a little over a year now. Definitely got the lay of the land, but hadn't gotten a ton of opportunities. Was forced into the SEC championship game, if you recall, on the last drive there, and got his
Yes.
head knocked off in one of the most iconic images
Yeah.
you'll ever see. This Georgia team, dude, after the first quarter looked DOA. Their defense couldn't stop anything. And I mean anything. Their defense looked so bad. But then after the first quarter, they flipped a switch and they got considerably better. I'll tell you what, as you said, that offense the whole game, Gunnar Stockton was, especially again after the first quarter, the rest of the game, Gunnar Stockton was almost completely in control, making just so many excellent throws. His throw in the fourth quarter to come within two, and then they got the 2 point conversion right after that. But the touchdown pass, it was a 4th and 2, and they were about 20 yards out. And it was a throw right to the back corner of the end zone. And Eric, it's one of the most gorgeous touchdown throws you'll ever see. I mean, it was outstanding. Outstanding. I mean, again, you guys, you're not going to see you can't throw the football better than how Gunnar Stockton did on that last drive. He kept the team in the game when the defense looked like it was about to throw it away. I was just very impressed with how the offense responded. As for Tennessee, they looked pretty good, man. Joey Aguilar, I don't know if he's going to be what Iamaliava was last year, but he had a pretty good game. 24 for 36, 371 passing yards, 4 TDs and 2 picks. That's a really solid game, but nothing that is worthy of a top 15 team, if we're being totally honest.
Yeah.
Tennessee was still, they moved down to 15 in the new AP poll, and I think that's a fair assessment. I suspect they're going to lose another game that they should win, and I suspect they're gonna drop. I could be totally wrong though, but yeah, this Georgia team, they look pretty good. I don't know if they're top 5, Eric, but they're definitely a really solid. They're definitely a really solid team. They're not as good as Ohio State or Penn State, I'll tell you that much. And they're definitely I would say they're probably on par with LSU. We're going to talk about LSU in a bit, but I suspect LSU's they're a ticking time bomb. I'm just waiting for them to choke. A&M, again, we'll get to them in a few minutes here, but they look promising. The SEC is really tough. So Georgia has a lot of competition on that front, but right now they're 5 in the AP poll, and it's looking like a promising season for them.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know. At 5, that's not terrible. They moved up one spot.
They did.
But
That's a tough
I
road
mean,
game, to be fair.
right, exactly. That's a gritty win. I mean, they let up 21 points in the first quarter, and then which that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That even happened. That shouldn't happen. Georgia is normally known for their really good defense.
Yeah.
But I mean, who cares? Because they won the game anyway. Gunnar Stockton led the comeback, and he led it well. I mean, just the way he was just like commanding himself in the pocket looked really. It impressed me. It really did. Because I mean, he's been sitting behind Carson Beck, like you said, for a year now, and I wouldn't say Carson Beck is like that great of a guy to really learn from. Carson Beck's good, but he's not great.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Gunnar Stockton could honestly become a better quarterback than Carson Beck was.
Oh, interesting take. Interesting.
Yeah, because I don't know. I just don't like Carson Beck. I don't know why. I just don't like him. It was kind of like I don't know. I just don't really like him that much.
Okay, fair.
But I mean, no, but he looked good. It was a great game.
Yeah.
And then, Joey Aguilar looked good as well. And I mean, it's not a bad loss for Tennessee because
No.
at all. And
Went to overtime.
right. So honestly, I think they only lose maybe like 2-3 more games. Tennessee does. I think they'll beat Alabama.
I think they will.
Oklahoma will be tough. That's gonna be a good game, actually.
That's actually I'm looking at their schedule. That Oklahoma game again, Tennessee Oklahoma. That's going to be a really interesting watch because I can see both teams dominating and I can see both teams choking.
Yeah, 100%.
That's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, Tennessee. I don't know. I don't think they're the team they really were last year. I don't. Why?
They aren't.
Why did Nico Iamaliava leave? Like what What was his? I didn't really catch his reason. Was
I
it
mean,
just money?
I think there was a lot of tension
Mm,
with the NIL.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, and he just went to a team that fired their head coach after 3 games. I mean, that man, I don't feel bad for Nico.
Yeah.
He signed his deal with the devil. He's reaping what he sowed. I don't care.
Right.
But I just yeah, this Tennessee team. I agree with you. I don't care what. We're gonna get to Brian Kelly in a few minutes here about what he said about SEC wins. I have a lot to say about that. I don't care what he says. Arkansas is gonna be a walk in the park for Tennessee. They should dominate that game. Same with Mississippi State. At Alabama will be a little tough. Just Alabama looks they look fine, but at
Yeah.
Alabama is a tough environment. And then Oklahoma's gonna be is definitely their toughest game remaining, even though it's at home, because it looks like Brent Venables may have turned a corner there at Oklahoma. Um, but yeah, this Tennessee team, I think it's gonna be. I think they have one loss in them. Do you think they lose to Alabama or Oklahoma?
I think they'll lose to Oklahoma. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna beat Alabama. Probably by like 10. I would say maybe 14. But
Okay.
um, I don't know. I don't really think Alabama's that good anymore. Like we were saying, what was that a few weeks ago, and they lost to Florida State.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't think they're that good.
But at
You know,
Alabama is such a tough environment.
it's really tough, and yeah, that is tough. But I mean, we just saw what they did against Georgia, and I don't like Tennessee. We just saw what they did against Georgia, fifth team in the country at home. Yes, it's a different environment, but I mean, I think they'll be fine against Alabama. I think the game that they really do have to worry about is Oklahoma. Oklahoma looks good.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving over to Georgia, I guess. They're off next week, but they have Alabama at home. They should win that game.
Yeah.
And then I guess we can look forward to the Texas matchup, which is obviously going to be one of the biggest games of the year. Yeah, Texas looks shaky, man.
I
That
don't know,
win.
man.
Did you see Arch Manning get booed? I mean, that's
He looked terrible last week.
yeah, he's I don't know if I'm Georgia, I'm feeling pretty good about that Texas game right now because he looks shaky, man. He is a fraction of what they hoped he would be. And that's a strong
Oh,
statement. I
yeah.
recognize that. But I mean, look at the results. Look at the results.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, I mean, I understand struggling against Ohio State. We kinda gave them a little slack because
Yeah.
it's Ohio State, but struggling against UTEP, that's not what you wanna see out of a
Yeah.
top program, out of a top prospect like Arch Manning was. They're paying him so much money, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he struggled. I don't think he's really that I think it's I don't know. Do you think it's too early to say that he's not good?
I think we need another 2 or 3 games.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think half a season with a mix of easy opponents and tough opponents should give us a good view as to whether or not he's legit. But right now,
Yep.
I think I'm like you. I'm kind of ready to like jump the gun and get
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm being responsible and saying, you know what? Let's give it a couple more games.
Yeah, I
Um,
think, yeah, the game against Oklahoma, that's, like, the next really true test, and if he struggles, then, okay. Like, I
yeah,
think we can
we'll be able
not
to
not not write him off, but I don't know,
we'll be
man.
able to have a firm opinion backed with a ton of evidence.
Right,
You know what I mean?
exactly, yep.
Like our
But
opinions on how he's playing will be backed up by a number of games at that point.
exactly, but I can tell you right now off the gate, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I agree with you. Anyway, we went off on a tangent about Manning.
Yeah,
I
Arch
mean,
Manning just caught a little stray there, but
yeah, I mean, I feel he deserves it, man.
yeah, yeah.
I feel we're being totally fair. Anyway, back to Georgia. Let's stay on topic. Georgia and Tennessee. Yeah, great game. I
Yep.
loved watching it. I think Tennessee is definitely an interesting team. I'll be very curious to see that Oklahoma game. That's one of the more. That's you know what I'll put it this way, Eric. I think that's one of those top 20 matchups that not a lot of people are going to be looking at right now at this
Mhm.
point in the season as a game to watch, but I will be because I think those two teams are like a pinky away like a pinky finger away from being actually legitimately great teams. And I think that game will be a very telling to see which one makes the playoff, because I don't think both are getting in. You're going to have one or the other. So I'm really interested to see that game. I think that's going to be an underrated gem midway through the year.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's all I have on that game. What about you?
Yeah, that's it.
Okie dokie, guys. So we're moving on to another really fun game that I had a lot of fun with. Number 16, Texas A&M visiting number 8, Notre Dame. Eric, what do you have on that one?
Yeah, it was a great game. Another great game. This college football slate was stacked this week.
It was.
Yeah, Texas A&M goes in and beats Notre Dame 41-40. I mean, Notre Dame, I don't know, man, starting out 0-2. I understand against two good opponents, they were really close games. But they're not going to be what they were last year.
No,
Making
I,
it
I
close.
was I was at this point in the night I wasn't in front of my television, so I was watching it on YouTube TV on my phone, and I can confirm that it was literally gripping television, because I was glued to my phone for like an hour, like an hour and a
Yeah.
half straight watching the second half of this game, because it was just really, really fun to watch. And I hate Notre Dame, so that I'm seething while I say that, but it's but it's true. I think A&M, dude, Mike Elko might have turned a corner. We thought he would last year. That ended up not really working out, but this is the first legitimately huge win that he has had at that program. This is the biggest one he's had by far. This was a huge, huge statement victory for him. Are they good enough to compete in the SEC right now? I don't know. I think we're going to need to see the LSU game in a few weeks, but right now, that team legitimately looks like they turned a corner, and I don't think any of us had that on our bingo cards at the start of this year.
Yeah. I mean, Marcel Reed. I like Marcel Reed.
Yeah,
He's a great dual threat kind of
great dual
quarterback.
threat. Great dual threat.
It's kind of, I don't know, it's like shades of almost um like Jalen Milrow.
I can see that comparison. I think that's fair.
I
I
like
don't know if he has the I don't know if he has the pocket presence of Jalen Milrow, to be honest with you. But he's definitely got shades of him. I agree.
Yeah, like he can throw the ball, but he definitely, he likes using his legs, and that's exactly what we saw from Milrow.
Yeah, definitely.
But Milrow wasn't that great at throwing the ball.
He wasn't.
But
That was his flaw.
he was a better athlete
He
than
was a
than
great
quarterback.
athlete. Agree. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But I mean, no. Look, he looked good this game. Yeah, he had an interception that wasn't great, but I mean, who cares? It's gonna happen. 17 for 37 though. That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
lot of incomplete
It's a
passes.
lot of incomplete passes. He was airballing a lot of people.
He
um,
was, yeah.
yeah, his accuracy is definitely not great, but that'll come with time. He'll get better with that. I mean, early on in your as a starter, you're gonna have accuracy issues. It just is what it is. Um, he'll be fine. I'm not worried about the 17 for 37. I'm really not.
Yeah.
I mean, scoring that many points against
Oh,
Notre
yeah.
Dame,
Yeah,
I'll excuse a poor, pass completion rate. Like I'll excuse it.
yeah. Right. I mean, yeah, and they got it done on the ground though. I mean, even with his struggles through the air, Le'Veon Moss looked real good. 20 carries, 81 yards, but three touchdowns.
Great, great game for him.
Yeah, but on the flip side, Jeremiah Love, man, he, I don't know.
I feel I'm not gonna call him flash in the pan is the wrong phrase. I think he's definitely missing prior QBs. I don't think he and CJ Carr have a great relationship, to be honest with you. Um, there's just something off, and I don't really know how to put it into words. Yeah, but I agree with you. There's something off about him right this year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he looked good last year, but then towards the end of the year, I mean, he didn't look that good.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. And again with CJ Carr, I mean, he's a freshman and he's already playing at Notre Dame. It's really impressive.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be good. I mean, he's not gonna be great,
yeah,
but 20 for 32, 293 yards, but he only had one touchdown.
yeah. He's Ian Book all over again. He looks great on. He's a great physical specimen. He will make a couple really good plays, and he might even make a great play in the clutch. But there's always going to be a weird, fluky mental mistake that holds him back. He's Ian Book reincarnate. I feel like I'm watching the same Notre Dame QB that I've seen for the last 5 years. You know, like Riley Leonard, they're all cut from the same cloth, man. I really do feel they're all the same QB.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know. I just I hate Notre Dame. I was thrilled to see them. I was thrilled. I was on cloud nine. I gotta tell you, how this team is not um how this team is still ranked as high as they are though is beyond me. I mean, they're out of the top 12 in the AP poll, thank God. But how it just doesn't make any sense to me. I believe they're the first. I should have looked this up before we started, Eric. I believe they're the first ranked 0-2 team in like 10 years.
Oh, I think it's like way back there. Like it's like
Oh,
I
really?
think it's even honestly even longer.
Okay. Yeah, I should have looked it up before we started. I'm not going to do it in the middle of the show, but that's Notre Dame bias. I'm disgusted. Okay, side rant. I'm sick and tired of this Notre Dame bias. Can we stop this, please? Marcus Freeman is a good coach. He's not an elite coach, right? His semifinal game was against Penn State last year, which I'm a fan. I'll admit it was a much easier game than what Ohio State had to go through to get to the final, right? Um,
Mhm.
this guy is just he's not elite. He's not bad, but he's not elite. He choked against Miami, which that was a much worse loss than this, but this was still rough.
Yes.
Um, they're just and then the rest of their schedule is paper soft, so they're probably going to sneak into the playoff anyway, even though the two games of substance were embarrassments. I mean, it's just infuriating how this committee is going to give them a pass just because they have the name, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. It's infuriating. I'll say it. It's ridiculous. Someone
Yeah, I
else.
mean,
Someone has to say it, Eric. Someone has to be the man, the bigger man, and call out this committee for their garbage. So I will. I don't care.
yeah, their defense, I mean, both these teams, Texas A&M and Notre Dame in this game at least,
Yeah.
defense was non-existent. I mean, yeah, but like, and I saw Marcus Freeman said that he wants to take more of the defensive side. Um, he wants to like start calling defensive plays to help with this, letting up 41 points. But
I'll
I
believe it
don't,
when I see it. You know, like
yeah.
I'm not gonna hold my
And
breath.
that the last time an 0-2 team has been ranked was 1988.
Oh,
So
Jesus. Okay, I was way off on the 10 years. Sorry, guys. That's entirely on me. 1988. What does that tell you? If that doesn't tell you extreme unfair bias, I don't know what does. That is
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah,
Whatever. I'm not gonna get too worked up. I just did get worked up. I'm not gonna continue to get worked up, you know. I'm not gonna let it weigh me down. Um Yeah, this I don't know. I think A&M. I think the big test will be LSU, and then as for and as for excuse me Notre Dame. Yeah, they're two. Those were their first two games were their two toughest games, and they choked them both. And so they're gonna finish 10-2, and everyone's gonna praise them. And us smart people are gonna realize that this team is only okay, and they're probably gonna get out early on in the playoff. You know, that's just
yeah, yeah. That's what I was just about to say. I mean, even if which they will make the playoff, they're only gonna have 2 losses, which I mean, not great, but
yeah.
um, yeah. Look, this team, they're good, but they can't close out games. I mean, clearly, past 2 weeks,
Yeah.
defense sucks. Not
Yeah.
sucks, but they're not what they were last year.
Yeah. They've
It's
given
just,
up
I mean,
dude, they've
it's a
given up like
completely
over 60 points in 2 weeks. I mean, that's horrible.
yeah, it's a completely different team as well. I mean, losing Riley Leonard now starting, CJ Carr, which it's a tough 2 games to start in. He
Yeah,
looked okay,
yeah.
um,
The offense
but
doesn't look horrible. It
no,
doesn't.
it doesn't. No, 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 no. It's the defense that really needs some work, and even coaching, it's coaching as well.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I need to see more from A&M. I guess I think that's kind of the thesis statement. I need to see them against LSU before I declare them a legit SEC contender. Right now, I think they're a great story. I think Mike Elko is a great story, but I need to see them against a top 5 team.
Yeah, right.
I need to see them in that environment because that's at LSU. That is a tough game. Those fans are passionate down there in Baton
Yeah.
Rouge, so it'll be interesting. Okay, that's all I have on that one. What about you?
Yeah, that is all I got. And then moving on to Georgia Tech and Clemson.
Yep.
Georgia Tech upsets Clemson in, I mean, a ridiculous fashion, 24-21. It's an embarrassment, really. It really is.
Yeah.
Cade Klubnik doesn't
Mm.
look good.
Nope.
Haynes King, he didn't look great, but he looked way better than Cade Klubnik. But no, 100%. Nobody, and I think he does, and I think he's not like, I don't know. He doesn't he's underrated just because of the team he's on. Um, I mean, because nobody's really looking at Georgia Tech until now. But hey, last year we were talking about. I think we were talking about Haynes King and how good how good we both thought he was, and he proved himself right here. I mean, he commands the offense so well, and it's honestly not. It's not that it's a one man show, but I mean, he takes majority. I mean, he ran all over them. He had 103 yards and a touchdown. So it's like I don't want to say it's a one man show over there, but it kind of is. Because I mean, obviously that the receiving core isn't going to be that good just because of it's Georgia Tech, but he's really impressive. Um, yeah, and then Cade Klubnik. I mean, yeah, and he's not even fun to watch. No. Yeah. 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 Mm, yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, they were good last year, and it was honestly, I mean, we were giving them praise last year because it was really impressive. He didn't use the portal. Um, but this year's a different this year's a different story because they I mean, they used the portal this year, and that's 2 losses now, and 1 to an unranked team that's not good, and he even said, in an interview, which it was so stupid, he said, "If Clemson's tired of winning, they can send me on my way." I mean, they have 2 losses. Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, I agree. Yeah, just put it perfectly. I mean, they didn't I mean, honestly, they didn't even look that good versus Troy. They I mean, it was 16-27. They're not what they used to be. I mean, they were good when Trevor Lawrence was there, and I mean, even last year, but it's 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 a new year and it's, off to a bad start, so I mean, I I think they'll be able to turn it around eventually this year, but, I mean, geez, not turn around to, like, playoff and, like but maybe, like, ranked again. Yes, 'cause yeah, he's definitely holding them back, um, 'cause I mean, he's not great. I wouldn't even say he's that good. He's just average. So, I mean, they have good running backs. They lost, you know, a couple guys, but th it shouldn't matter. You shouldn't be losing to an unranked team as a technically a powerhouse, in the ACC, and honestly, which I thought was the best team in the ACC coming into the year. So, I mean, I don't know, it's just crazy to see them fall off. Not they haven't really fallen off yet technically, but it's a bad yeah, a bad first 3 weeks, so, I don't know. Yep. Mm, 100%. Yeah, that's all I have. Yeah. Yeah, so LSU wins it 20-10 at home. I mean, yeah, like you said, it was pretty boring. I mean, at the half, it was what, 10 to 13-10, and then it finishes 20-10. It's like it was a good defensive game, but honestly, it was I don't know, man, because DJ Lagway, he looked terrible. He looked horrible. 5 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 287 yards. They were bad interceptions. So, I mean, and he's supposed to be really good too. It's that's really, really bad, and even Garrett Nussmeier, he didn't play that good either. He had an interception as well. The ground game was just meh on the LSU side. Caden Durham, 15 carries, 93 yards, and no touchdowns, and then Nussmeier only rushed for 5 yards. And even DJ Lagway, he's technically a dual threat quarterback. He rushes for 19 yards on 9 carries. That's terrible. DJ Lagway, he's not very good. He threw 5 interceptions. That's horrible. And for LSU, you're ranked 3rd in the country, and you get 5 takeaways, 5 interceptions, and you only score 20 points. What is that? I mean, what is that? What is that saying? Yes. Yeah. Right. No. I mean, well, if Ole Miss can score over 20 points, then yeah. I mean, because the most I mean, look, LSU's ranked. I think LSU's ranked way too high. They're ranked 3rd in the country. Yeah, they beat Clemson when they were ranked. They beat Florida. I mean, they're unranked now, and they beat Louisiana Tech. It's 23-7. Their defense looks good. Their offense, I mean, they don't look good. Their offense does not look good. As a top team in the country against unranked opponents, first of all, you shouldn't be losing. But second of all, you should not be only scoring 20 points. That's just not exactly. And they're still ranked 3rd in the country. I mean, you can't. It's hard because they won. It's hard to kind of knock them down. Um, but 3rd in the country. I think Miami's better than LSU. I think Georgia's better than LSU. So it's just like, and the time will come where LSU probably will be ranked, 8th or something. I mean, they'll probably make the playoffs, but I don't. I mean, it's just like I'm not impressed. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like, right now, where would I rank them? Like, it's hard to rank them above or below Florida State right now. They're probably around, like, probably 7, and then you just move everyone else, in, like, Oregon, Georgia, Miami, just move them up 1. Um, like, even, like, it was they look terrible. Not terrible, but they don't look good. They didn't look like a top, you know, they didn't look like the number 3 team in the country, let's just put it that way. Exactly, yeah, because I mean yeah. Yeah. And, I mean, if you remember, Florida also they had that play called that one, like, 87-yard touchdown, they had that play called back, because of the holding, so it would have been 17-20, and that was I mean, it was a holding call, so it's hard to argue that, but it was just like, it looks they looked terrible. I mean, not I don't know, I can't I keep saying terrible, they didn't look terrible, obviously, because but they didn't look good. Like, yeah, Garrett Nussmeier, like you were saying, he's not that good either. They missed Jaden Daniels, and then DJ Lagway, horrible. He looked terrible. But I mean, and that's the second year in a row that we've seen Brian Kelly lash out at reporters like that. And I mean, like that's their job. Like they have every right to ask a hard hitting question like that. And it wasn't even that hard hitting of a question because it's true. I mean, you know what I mean? So it yeah, I think he's good. Because it's hard to say that he's like a bad coach, obviously. No, because I mean, right. And it's just because of the program he's coaching right now that people rank him higher than he should be. Because he's coaching LSU. And yeah, and they didn't even look that good last year either. So I mean, like, so it's stupid. They looked terrible last year, and then now they're ranked 3rd in the country. It doesn't make any sense. They played in what, the Texas Bowl, I think it was called. They went 9-4, now they're all of a sudden ranked 3rd. They're ranked too high, overrated. So, I mean, it's stupid that they're ranked this high, but and yeah, like yeah, so it's like it's stupid, and it just makes another case that the SEC isn't that strong. Um, and honestly, anybody can come in and beat LSU. Yeah, they're ranked 3rd in the country, which honestly makes it look better for teams playing against them. Like, being ranked 3rd in the country right now for LSU only hurts LSU. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yep. And yeah. Yeah, we're not attacking his character. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, their defense looks good, but they haven't honestly played anybody super notable. Um, I mean, Clemson, yeah, Florida's good. I mean, they're not that good. They lost to USF, and then Clemson, I mean, come on. Like, you know what I mean? So, um, it's interesting that they're still ranked 3rd after the struggles they've had. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it only helps who they're playing against, so. I think Oklahoma beats them. I think Oklahoma's honestly really like they're going to be really good this year. We keep bringing up Oklahoma beating these teams, but I mean it's true. I mean we saw what they did against Michigan. Yeah, I mean even Vanderbilt they could lose. Like it's just like it's just I don't know. They're slowly turning around. They get a few good wins a year. I mean they beat Alabama. Yeah, no, right. It is, yeah. But no, but first and foremost, I mean, they just have to pick up the offensive struggles, because the defense looks perfectly fine, and honestly, the defense that's the only thing winning them games at the moment, so, yeah. Yep. Hmm, yeah, yeah. Um, oh, man, I think he does make it through the season. If anything, they fire him with, a month left, um, but, I mean yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. Wow. Yeah, Billy Napier is definitely in the hot seat for sure, and especially, I mean, this schedule doesn't help him either. That's honestly probably one of the hardest schedules, but yeah, that's all. Yeah, so this game, first of all, makes it look way worse for Florida. Miami killed USF. Yeah, killed USF 49-12 after USF beat Florida 18-16. I mean, South Florida, yeah, they had a good win against Florida. But there wasn't super high expectations. I mean, obviously nobody that was a big upset for them and all the credit to them, but nobody thought they were going to be good. I mean, you know what I mean? So they didn't really like I don't know, like they didn't really have anything to prove, because they didn't have any expectations coming into this game, and I mean they played terrible this game. So, but Carson Beck on the other hand, he looked okay. 20 for 36, 274 yards, TD, and an interception. Um, or sorry, no, that's Byron Brown. Carson Beck had. Oh, okay. Carson Beck looked good. Yeah, 343 TDs, but two interceptions. Carson Beck is definitely better in Miami. It's a better situation for him than he was at Georgia. But yeah, and he's good. He's I'm slowly starting to like him a little bit. But I mean they played good. Which they should, because considering USF was or UCF USF was unranked 2 weeks ago, and even Florida, they're not that good. But so they did what they had to do. I mean, they proved themselves, and I mean, not that anyone was really worried about this game. And Miami has Florida next week, so it's yes, 100%. Yep, yep, yeah, yes, yeah. Oh wow, right. But I mean, he's good though. Like, I mean, he's not bad. Um, yeah, they just didn't. I mean, he's. I mean, the team sucks. So, I mean, yeah, like, but it's not like that he could. I don't think he could be like. I don't think he could just go to some powerhouse, even if he does want to transfer. Which I don't even think he does. But even say he would to transfer to like some big school, I don't think he would really produce that good because we saw what he did in this game. It wasn't really anything impressive. He's in a fine situation where he's at. I mean, probably, and he's a good dual threat though, but he didn't. I mean, he
Yeah,
didn't really show the dual part of the game.
yeah,
Um, this time,
yeah,
which
yeah,
it's
100%,
tough. Yeah, they had a good
100%.
win last week
I don't
against
know.
Florida,
I
but
just
coming in facing number.
yeah,
I don't. I mean, it was a good win for South Florida, just because they're not really. I mean, they're not really used to winning that much. So,
yeah,
Um, no, but coming in facing number 5 Miami, now 4, it's a tough task, and nobody thought they were going to win. Everyone was just hoping it was going to be a good game, and it really wasn't. Miami proved that they're really, they're not Florida. They're actually good for
yeah,
real. And yeah, no, but Mario Cristobal, man. like you were saying, he is turning this program around, and even from last year, he made a lot of questionable decisions. The defense was terrible. And he went out and got some guys, and they look way better. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they really they looked good against Notre Dame. They let up 24 points. That's really good against Notre Dame when we thought Notre Dame was, good.
Yeah.
But yeah, really impressive win. In the aspect of just domination.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're going to be an interesting team to watch. I'm very curious to
Yep.
see that
Yeah,
Florida
yeah,
State
keep your
game.
eye on Miami.
Yeah, that Florida State game is going to be really interesting. Really interesting.
And it's the perfect fit for Carson Beck as well. So,
I agree. He really does look rejuvenated. I'm impressed.
yeah.
That's all I have on that one. What about you?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Now for the laugh out loud comedy of 2025.
Yeah, moving
Are we being
into
hard? Am I being mean? Am I
I don't
being,
think so, because look, Pitt, West Virginia, backyard brawl, huge rivalry. West Virginia goes in, beats them 31-24 in overtime, so I guess that's fun to watch. But the game wasn't fun to watch. I mean, it looks way better than it is if you just
yeah.
look at the score here.
Yeah,
It
I
was
was
it
watching
was
a large
boring.
portion of it, dude, and I wasn't watching every single play because I was on doing one of the things where I have a split screen, so I was watching three games at
Right,
once,
right.
and I really was barely paying attention to the play by play for the Pitt game. But every time I looked over to it, I was like, wow, these two teams suck.
Yeah, no, and we knew this going into it. Pitt slowly, very slowly. Okay, they went 7-0, and then they had 4 losses in a row.
Yeah,
Horrible teams. Pitt's just okay. They're not good. They're gonna get killed by Florida State.
yeah,
They might even possibly lose to Louisville or even Boston College. But back to this game, they did have a lot of injuries. Pitt did.
they
A lot
did.
of injuries.
Desmond
It
Reed
was
being the big one.
it was a very slow game. A lot of penalties as well. It's just sloppy football, really,
Yeah,
for both of these teams. Pitt had 118 penalty yards. I mean, it was just,
that's
it
a
was it was just terrible football.
it was. It was. I completely agree.
Um, Eli Holstein, he looked good last year for the first 7 games and fell off the face of the earth. He's just okay. He's not good. He's not bad. He's honestly he's below average, I would say. He's still a sophomore,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm not impressed. And then, even like none of these quarterbacks impress me.
No.
Ty Edwards played amazing though. The running back for West Virginia, 25 carries, 141 yards, 3 touchdowns. He looked really good.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
but nobody else really did. I mean,
No.
Pitt's defense, who the Sharks they call them, they didn't look good.
Yeah.
Which is a stupid nickname,
It's dumb. I
but
agree.
it's a stupid nickname. Like, yeah, they looked good last year when they were. I mean, but they don't play anybody. They they
They
they
play
they
no
they,
one.
they, they have no substance to their schedule. It's not like Florida where they're playing all these top teams and they're getting blown out. They're playing terrible schools like West Virginia and losing. So this rivalry's fun, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I don't care about I don't care about this rivalry because these teams suck. It would be way more interesting. It's like a Michigan Ohio State. It would be way more interesting if these teams were always in contention to the playoffs. This game actually matters. This game had no substance. It doesn't matter.
I
These teams
agree.
are not making the playoffs anytime soon. And it's a bad loss for Pitt because, West Virginia, they lost to Ohio last week. Ohio, yes, they did give Ohio State a little bit of struggle in the first half, but West Virginia lost 17-10 to Pitt, or sorry, Ohio. And then they go in and beat Pitt, who's supposed to they were what, like 7-point favorites against West Virginia this year, and they lost. Embarrassing loss for Pitt. Now, Pat Narduzzi, should they move on, do you think, already? Or I guess
Here's the
not already.
thing.
Been there forever.
Here's the thing. I think you can totally make the Mike Tomlin argument where he's past his expiration date. You know what I'm saying? I think you can totally make that argument if you want to. But Eric, they're not going to get anyone better.
No, no, and he's
You know what
been
I'm
there
saying? Like, you're
forever.
not going to get a better coach. I think they're just clinging on to that ACC title
Right.
like it's a child, like it's a little toddler, and they're just going to ride that out until Narduzzi wants out himself. And I think anyone who followed the sport knows that that ACC title fell into their lap because DJ was Uiagalelei was really really bad for Clemson that year, and Clemson had a rough year. Um, and the ACC title fell into their lap. Dude, they played Wake Forest in the ACC championship game that year. Wake Forest.
Yeah,
I can't,
and
I'm sorry, I can't take that title super seriously. So if that's what you're
right,
clinging on to,
and,
how am I supposed to take
like
it seriously as an organization, as a program?
and even that, like, I understand that, um, I I understand that they're not gonna be, like, a powerhouse school,
Yeah,
but an ACC championship, that's not impressive to me.
it's not. It's not even
I mean,
remotely impressive.
no, with a quarterback, Kenny Pickett, who wasn't even that good. He got drafted way too high.
Yeah, that's a whole other
Um,
conversation. that,
yeah, exactly.
but that would be going down a rabbit hole. We'd be on here for another hour.
Yeah,
you know.
Kenny Pickett talk. But this team right now sucks.
Yeah,
They blew a 10-point lead with 5 minutes left in the game and then lost in overtime. That's really, really embarrassing
24 and
to
14.
a WVU team who's not even good.
No,
So,
their starting quarterback
in
was hurt. They had to put in their
right,
backups.
you know, like he there's Narduzzi is still talking about this ACC championship season. Like, let it go, dude. That was years ago.
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't even matter anymore, and it's not impressive because you weren't good. You didn't make the playoffs. Who cares about an ACC? Who cares about, Big Ten? No, I don't. You shouldn't care about winning your conference, especially even if it's the ACC. It's stupid.
yeah.
So
I think as we discussed, I think we didn't really talk about this last week. We talked about it in week 1, though. It really is a two conference league at this point. I mean, let's just call it like we see it. If you are a member of the
yeah,
Big Ten or the SEC, you automatically have much more credibility than the Big 12 and
yes,
the ACC, and
100%.
that's just how it is. Like the Big 12 and the ACC have really fallen by the wayside the last few years. They losing Oklahoma and Texas is long term devastating for the Big 12. And then the ACC didn't lose anyone yet, but we all know Florida State wants out. And if Florida State gets out, you can be damn sure Clemson's going to follow, right? So, I mean,
Right. Yep.
it's a really really bad situation to be in. And West Virginia and Pitt, being members of the Big 12 and ACC respectively, are stuck in this vortex, if you will. I don't know. I agree with you that the conference is really, you really shouldn't get it. I take a Big 10 championship seriously. I take a Big 10 championship appearance seriously. I utilize that same criteria for the SEC. And if an ACC championship where you beat Wake Forest in North Carolina, when every year, you remember, Eric, every year when the ACC championship comes around, I have to read articles about how crappy that stadium in North Carolina is, because that's where the ACC title game is played every year, and the conditions are awful in early December. And you read articles about this every year, and it just shows you, if that doesn't represent the ACC, I don't know what does.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's just a really bad situation. Um, I, I, and again, that's a long-winded way of saying I think Narduzzi's here to stay, because I really don't think Pitt can get anyone better. I do not think you will be able to convince a coach that is worth anything in life to go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to coach college football. I just don't think you're going to get anyone better than Narduzzi. I don't. Um, and so that's the situation they're in. Um, I agree with you, Holstein. It amazes me he's an Ohio State recruit. Like, you would never,
Yeah.
you watch him play and you're like, really? This year we should be getting a lot of improvement from him, and we are seeing none, no
Yep.
improvement. And
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 he
It's bad.
He made a case last year too
He
where
did.
he
He
looked
really
good.
did. I agree. Last year, he looked like he was, before the injury, about to turn a corner. And it's just,
Yes.
that injury killed all of his momentum. Injury killed all of his momentum. And
Yeah.
this was the play, Eric, that I knew doomed them. In the second quarter, WVU was up 7-0, right? Pitt is driving. And they are 4th and goal from, I believe, the 4. And they kick a field goal.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I literally, I was by myself because my parents were out of the house. And I was just by myself in my living room, my family room. And I just said to myself out loud, there's the game. I don't know what the final score is. I didn't know what the final. I didn't know it would go to overtime. I didn't know if it would be a blowout. I didn't know what was going to happen. But I said to myself right there, if you don't have faith in Holstein to make that play, a 4th and goal on the 4 against freaking West Virginia, that alone, that decision from Narduzzi told me everything I need to know about Eli Holstein. That one play
Yeah.
right there. That's all you need. You know, it's just it's a shame what's happened to him, but you know, I think it's partially on the injury and I think it's partially on the talent. Like I don't know what Ryan Day saw in him, but I'm not seeing it in this season and a half that I've seen him play. I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing
No, he looks terrible. I mean, good thing Ohio State didn't get him because he sucks.
it. Yeah,
Um,
you're like you're over at as SVC right now. You're wiping the sweat off your brow. You're like, oh, thank God he's not on our roster. Not thank God we don't have to deal with him. We just have to have
yeah,
another slight underachiever in Julian Sand. You get the best of the underachievers, I guess. I don't know.
right.
But yeah, I couldn't. I co-sign with everything you say on Holstein. I'm so off that bandwagon. I feel bad for the Pitt fans who are drinking that Kool-Aid, to be honest with you. And I say that as a Penn State fan.
But
I feel
I
bad for the
mean,
fans who are drinking that Kool-Aid. I think you guys are just huffing the hopium like you wouldn't believe. I really believe that. Uh I
yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say that he's like overrated.
No,
Because
he's a
he
Pitt
was never
QB.
there wasn't a lot of hype around him in the first place.
There wasn't.
But when he was winning games for them last year, everyone was saying ridiculous things about him, like that he's so good and he's Pitt's savior or whatever. He sucks. Not good. Desmond Reed, the running back, he's good. I think he's really good. Now he did get hurt. Um,
Yeah.
in the first half, which I mean, probably one of the reasons they lost because then it forced Eli Olstein to throw it more, which
Yeah.
that's never good. Um, but which hopefully is okay. He did have a lower body injury. I I don't know. I don't know if it's like an ankle or something, but
Yeah,
hopefully
the only thing I
he's
saw was that he was unlikely to return, and that was like an ankle. That's all I saw.
oh, okay.
Didn't see
Yeah.
anything.
So
I didn't see anything about future games.
yeah, me neither. But hopefully he's fine because he's really good and he's honestly like I
He's their
mean he's the
best.
best running back they have.
He's their best
Honestly,
player. I think he's their best
yeah,
player. I
100%,
really do.
100%, because they have nobody at receiver except, I mean, there's Raphael Poppy Williams Jr. I don't even know who that is. What a name. But he had 119 he had 100 and 119 yards. That's good. Um, but both of these programs aren't really known for producing NFL talent. So
Well, let's be fair. Pitt has Larry Fitzgerald and Aaron Donald and Dan Marino. They have a decent legacy
you
of
can't forget Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett either.
Oh, I forgot about Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett ended the Super Bowl. He had the ball last. He's a champ. um,
Participation trophy.
yeah, I'm kicking myself for forgetting Kenny.
Yeah, how could you forget that?
Yeah,
He's the great Pitt quarterback, Kenny
shame
Pickett.
on me.
Come on.
Shame on me. Talk about living in the past. They can't get over his fake slide. You know,
Oh my, yeah.
every Pitt fan just stares off into the abyss. You know, thinking but what brings them happiness is they just think about the fake slide and they pretend that it wasn't against Wake Forest. you know,
Yeah.
they tell themselves it was against Notre Dame, it was against Clemson, it was against a really good school. It wasn't against Wake Forest.
Oh, man, but yeah,
Anyway,
I mean,
okay, I'm
both
done.
of these
I don't
teams
want to talk about Pitt anymore. I'm done with it.
yep,
Yeah,
both these
okay.
teams aren't good.
I
That's
look,
really it.
yeah, I look forward to not talking about Pitt again this season. How about you?
Yeah, and even West Virginia, I mean, both these teams are not gonna make another appearance, so
Nope, nope.
unless Pitt somehow beats Florida State or keeps it close, then maybe, but come on, that's just not gonna happen.
No,
So,
it's at Florida State. That game's going to be a bloodbath.
yeah, I mean, not even a fun game to watch, I can say. It was boring.
It was.
Boring backyard brawl, and thank God we don't have to watch this for another 3 years.
I agree, but unfortunately, starting in 2029, we have like another 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah.
I guess good for the Pitt fans. They get a rivalry that isn't like completely lopsided, But
True, true.
yeah, I was just so freaking uninvested watching this.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
like you and I. Let's be fair. A lot of Pitt fans, I don't think they watch a lot of games outside of Pitt. You and I
right.
are passionate fans, and we watch all sorts of teams outside of our favorites, right? And so we know
Mhm.
what good teams are and what bad teams are and what they look like. And I don't care what the final score was. I don't care if it went to overtime. Both of those teams are not good. Like if you watch
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
watch as much football as the two of us do, you know that those two teams suck. And that's just how
right.
it is, right?
Yep.
But yeah, goodbye, Pitt. We won't miss you. We will not we won't regret not talking about you. I guess, yeah, I'm done with them. Goodbye. Sayonara. That's all I have
Uh,
on that game. What about you?
oh, yeah, I've been done.
I think you better be. I was about to end this call if you were about to go on for another couple minutes. Um, okay, guys. So that was week 3 of NCAA, and then the one game from the NFL week 2. It was a good weekend of football, I think, Eric. Certainly in the college space.
Yeah,
I thought I thought there were again a lot of really fun games. Even the ones that disappointed, like LSU and versus Florida, there were some fun things that we could talk about, right? So even if the games weren't great, there were a lot of fun talking points.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. As for next week, the games look okay. Auburn versus Oklahoma. Are we interested? I mean, both teams are ranked. That looks to be Oklahoma's first like true test. I mean, unless you count Michigan as a test, but Michigan is obviously hampered right now. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. That game looks okay. Um, uh, Illinois, Indiana. You know what? That game should be pretty good. That'll be an interesting watch. I don't know if you're going to pay attention to that. I will.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, overall, both of our teams, I believe, are not playing. I believe, Penn State's definitely off next week. I believe Ohio State doesn't play. Am I right about
yeah,
that?
they're not playing
Are
next
they
week.
are they off? I don't remember.
Yeah, they are.
Well, I know
Yeah.
Penn State and Georgia are my two teams, and they're not playing. Ohio State's not playing, right? Can you
No.
on that? Okay, yeah. So a lot of the three teams that we consider ourselves fans of are not playing. So we'll find some games to talk about in college, but I suspect that overall, the roster of games is going to be pretty low when it comes to NCAA next week. Um, Next week, we should be having some fun NFL games, though. Miami, Buffalo. It'll be fun to watch Miami get the snot beat out of them. Indy, if they can really show Cam Ward where it's at. Obviously the Rams, Eagles. That should be a decent game. So a couple halfway decent ones in the NFL, but next week looks to be a little bit of a light week, unfortunately. So you're not going to get to hear as much of our fun commentary.
Lions Ravens will be good.
That would be a good game. So there's some decent ones.
Yeah.
And
We'll figure it out.
yeah, we'll figure out what game we'll figure out what games we'll talk about with you guys next week. But
Yeah.
just expect next week to be a little lighter on some epic games. Unless honestly though, Eric, we could be surprised and we could get
Hey, yeah, you never know. Anything can
have some
happen.
knockers.
So.
So, until then, please again follow us on YouTube and Spotify. It is the Catching the Facts official podcast network on both of those platforms. We post every week, every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please again follow us on both of those platforms. Help to support us. We're trying to grow this and make it a big deal and get on the radars of some podcasters who can help us really level up. So that's definitely the hope. So, again, please support us every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We love and we thank you so much. The ratings for our show have been pretty decent so far. And on behalf of both myself and Eric, we'd like to thank the audience for listening to us the first few weeks, and we hope that we are entertaining enough that you keep listening. I think we are.
Yeah.
I think we do a good job. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Your support means the world. So, yeah, that's it for me, Eric. What about you?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, guys, that is episode 3 of the Catching the Facts podcast here on the Catching the Facts official podcast network. We will see you next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about week 4 of NCAA and week 3 of the NFL. Until then, I'm your host, Dan Sisk.
And I'm Eric Schroeder.
And we'll see you then.